What's the saying, guys? Mermaid hair, I don't care. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my summer makeup series. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh my goodness, guys. It is like a heat wave here on Long Island. It is July 4th weekend, so I guess it is to be expected, but it is hot. And I got the mermaid hair, and I don't care. Anyway, guys, yes, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Kimmie. This is in my attic. We are once again downstairs in the living room where it is a little bit cooler, and we are on Maggie's turf. So if you, right now she's sleeping on the floor, but if you see her appear in the background, that's very, very possible. Anyway, guys, today is my favorite topic of conversation, I think, of any time of year, and that is eyeshadow palettes. Today we are talking my favorite summer neutral eyeshadow palettes, and I felt the point to say neutral because pretty much all of these palettes are neutral. Guys, I've been watching a lot of summer eyeshadow palette videos, and most people do tend to like to pull out the really, really bright colors during the summer, and although I think they're very, very beautiful, they're just not for me. I don't tend to wear bright eyeshadow palettes. I don't even really own that many bright eyeshadow palettes, so no matter what, I do always tend to just like gear towards the neutrals, but there are some neutral eyeshadow palettes that I tend to pull out during the summer months. I am someone who changes it up by season. Back before I was into makeup, I couldn't even imagine changing up makeup for the season, but now, yes, absolutely, I change up my makeup for the season. So what I wanted to do today is just share with you some of my favorite eyeshadow palettes for the summer, some of my favorite neutral eyeshadow palettes for the summer. Okay guys, so I have like 11 eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to be talking about. I would have had 12, but they discontinued one. I'm telling you right now, half of them are Colourpop. I can't believe how much Colourpop I have, and this was the first one I pulled out. This is a shame. This is a shame. The last time I checked, unless something has changed, but I don't think it has. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they have discontinued the limoncello. I checked last week when I was planning on like filming these videos, and it wasn't there, and I was looking around and I saw you could like get it a couple places like Poshmark and Mercari, but Colourpop had taken it off its website. Guys, this was one of the most beautiful palettes I think I ever, honestly, I remember blogging about this last summer. The picture I have in the opening of this video, the whole series, the summer makeup series, is me wearing this palette. It's a picture I took last year when I wrote my blog about this palette, and that was before I had a YouTube channel. I'm about to celebrate my year anniversary on YouTube. It'll happen July 27th. Anyway, I'll be talking a little bit more about that in the finale of this series. But yeah, guys, so I absolutely loved this palette. I thought it was so, so beautiful. I wasn't thrilled with it on me, but I don't like love yellow eyeshadow on myself, like really yellow eyeshadow, but I just thought this palette was put together so well. The colors, the formula, this pop of blue, which makes total sense. The packaging was so, so pretty. I didn't think the collection was anything great. I remember getting the blush and I thought it was just so-so, but I thought the palette was beautiful, and I think it's so perfect for summer, and I was really surprised they discontinued it. So very disappointed, but if you can pick it up, if you come across it on Mercari or whatever, yeah, I would buy it. It's so nice. Okay, guys, so that leaves me with 11 palettes. 2 of them I'm counting together. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Colourpop, and yes, guys, these are all neutral palettes. These are my favorite palettes to pull out for the summer. Alright guys, so the first palette I absolutely love to pull out during the summer from Colourpop is the Bare Necessities palette. This palette has been around a really long time, but let me show you why I love it and why I love to pull it out during the summer. Look how gorgeous. Bam. I mean, like, it definitely lands on the warmer side of things. In the summer, I think a lot of us like those bronzy, warm tones. This first row here reminds me so much of the Going Coconuts palette. I used to have the 9-pan Going Coconuts palette. It broke on me, like so many Colourpop palettes that have gone before it. But this whole row is the reason I never replaced it. Going Coconuts was at one point my absolute favorite 9-pan. It was my favorite Colourpop palette, but the first row of Bare Necessities really, really reminds me of going coconuts, and then it just kind of gets warmer. And pretty much any bronzy shade you need, any bronzy neutral shade you can get in this palette. The formula is so, so, so lovely. There are some pressed glitters in here. I'm not crazy about pressed glitters, but there's a lot of shadows in here. This is one of Colourpop's 30 shade palettes. This is the only, well, I was going to say this is the only 30 shade palette I really think is worth the money. The rose one was really nice too, but I was allergic to it, so I didn't get that much use out of it. But this one is beautiful. It's one of my favorite Colourpop palettes, and like I said, it's really all you need. If you were looking for some bronzy, warm, toned neutrals, this is a really, really good one to pick up. So next by Colourpop, these are the ones I said I was going to put together. They're two of my 4-pans, but honestly, insert any 4-pan insert any 4-pan palette you have by Colourpop in this slot. These are just so, so pretty. Honestly, I've heard people come down on the packaging of these palettes, but honestly, I think it's cute. I think it's fine. It's plastic packaging, but whatever. I think it's really, really cute for the price. These are not expensive palettes, and the formula in these quads, I don't know if it's my imagination. Is it my imagination? The formula in these quads, I feel, is better than some of their other palettes, than a lot of their other palettes. I think the formula in these little quads is phenomenal, and they're so great for travel. This one is cream soda. I also remember blogging about this last year on my summer. I didn't have a YouTube channel, but I did have, I still have my blog. I'm just not that active on it, as I would like to be. But I remember I brought this on travel. I was doing like a blog on traveling makeup, and I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. It is so, so lovely. Let me see, Float. It's this one, I think. Oh my god, it is so beautiful, and they're very reasonably priced. The other one I'll show you real quick is Sagittarius in Flight. I purchased this one because I am a Sagittarius. When they released, they did a quad for like every zodiac sign, and again, so, so pretty. This one is like those really, really warm neutral colors, really, really gorgeous for the summer. But all of the quads are really, really beautiful. They have a really nice formula. Highly recommend. Okay guys, next one. You've heard me talk about this palette so many times before. I think this is the Off Melrose, and I remember like last year I was so in love with this palette. I don't think I saw anybody put this on their ranking except Morgan Turner, and she ranked it pretty high. I mean, she tried a lot of palettes. I think this did fall in the upper 50 of her palettes for when she did her New Year's palette ranking, and it's so, so pretty. I mean, it's gorgeous for summer. Like, the packaging screams summer. And then this color, Fairfax, this one right here, oh my goodness, it is like this kind of like duochrome. It's just so unique. Like, it's not every day you get like a really unique neutral. It's like brown with like a hint of green. It's just so unique, and it's not every day you get a really unique, gorgeous duochrome from Colourpop. But that shade, I don't know if they sell that individually, but they should. It is stunning. There is a pressed glitter in here. There is a matte glitter in here. I'm not crazy. There's 2 matte glitters. I'm not crazy about that, but some people like them. I think this is such a beautiful neutral summer palette. It is so, so pretty. Another one of the best ones Colourpop has ever done, and totally underrated if you ask me. Next up, this one is a hit or miss for so many people. I remember, this is the Wild Nothing palette. I remember, again, watching people's countdowns, rankings for last year for the, everybody does their ranking for the new year, and some people, this was on the top of their list, and some people, this was on the very, very bottom. It depends what you like. It doesn't have pigmented shadows. It has very live television. I'm not going to say anything, okay? I'm not going to say anything because I have said this about Colourpop so many times, and the palette is not new. Yes, one of the shades just flew out. That was Spirited. And here's the thing. Let me make a point. Okay, here's the point. Here's the thing. I wrote a blog about this last year. I wrote a blog about Colourpop. I called it The Good, the Bad, and the Packaging. And I made a point of saying something in my Declutter series. No, it wasn't my Declutter. It was my Colourpop ranking. It was my Colourpop ranking. I made a point of saying how many palettes I have had where they have just literally fallen apart. And a lot of people were like commenting, well, you can not repress them. Like some of the palettes are made so you can take them apart and rearrange them. But here's the thing, that's fine. That's fine if you want to take out shades and move them around. But every single experience I have ever had with Colourpop and their shades falling out has been exactly like what you just saw. I wasn't trying to take anything out and it just fell and crashed and burned. Now, it's not that bad. It's kind of like still in there, but this is actually not too terrible, okay? Most of the time it just crashes and, goes all over the floor and that's it. So it's fine if you want to take it apart, but they shouldn't fall apart. Now, this palette is a little bit older, so maybe, who knows, but I do really like this palette. I think the packaging is beautiful. Colourpop so many times hits it out of the park with their packaging, and I really don't mind, like, these ones that don't have mirrors when the packaging is this cute, and I think that is a lovely palette if you like coral and you like a wash of color for the summer, and that's all I'm going to say about it because I don't want to open it up anymore as it fell apart on me. I think that ends the Colourpop portion of the program. So let's move on. Okay guys, this is my only palette on the list that's not a neutral palette per se, and that is this one. This is the Give Me Glow Pastel Dreams. I've spoken about this palette so many times in the past. Oh my god, I absolutely love it. I wore it yesterday. Here it is. Look how pretty, guys. If you are looking for a pastel palette, I would look no further. I don't think you can do any better than this. It is on the pricier side. I believe it's like $50-something, but it's the really only pastel palette you need. It is so pretty, and it's just so easy to work with. It's like so friendly. It has a matte, it has a shimmer, it has a matte, it has a shimmer. Greens, corals, pinks, blues, purple. It's just so beautiful. I mean, oh my god. Okay, that's just one example. The whole palette is like that. It is absolutely insane. If you are in the market for a pastel palette, it's so lovely, and I love to pull this out in the summer. Like, seriously, I like to do the one and done. So if I pull it out during the summer, like if I'm wearing some kind of pastels, like a lot of times we do in the summer, I'll just do the matte and the shimmer, the matte and the shimmer, the matte and the shimmer. I mainly wear neutrals. I don't wear a whole lot of color, but when I do wear color in the summer, it's usually from this palette. I absolutely love it. It is probably one of the most beautiful palettes I own and one of the most lovely palettes I have tried this year. Hands down. Okay, next up. Okay, this is a really neutral palette, guys. This is by BH Cosmetics. This is the Hanging in Hawaii palette. I don't know what's going on with BH Cosmetics. I know that they were bought out. I believe they were bought out. I know they were bought out by Makeup Revolution, and I'm kind of anxious to see what's going to happen there. Really, nothing has happened so far. I love BH Cosmetics. I did love BH Cosmetics. I thought they had such a lovely formula, but their palettes are dwindling down. They haven't seen them do anything new. I don't know if they are going to do anything new or what's going to happen in that situation, but the Hanging in Hawaii palette, another one I blogged about last year. So many of these palettes I blogged about last summer, I guess because I didn't have a YouTube channel. This is what it looks like inside, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This palette is still available on the BH Cosmetics website. It's $12. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money for a neutral palette this summer, but you are looking for something, I mean, it's so pretty, and it really does kind of like remind you of like a Hawaiian sunset. I still have my blog up on this palette if you want to read a little bit about it. I think it's the only one here that oh no, there's one other one that's coming up that I blogged about. But yeah, I absolutely love it. I remember writing it reminds me of Hawaiian sunset, and I am standing by that. The colors are so pretty. They are not the most pigmented. They are kind of also on the wash of color side, warm, corally wash of color side, but they are so gorgeous, especially like here, like pineapple, sandy. I mean, I just love these shades. I really do. They're like your standard neutral shades, but they are just so beautiful. Luau, this one, it kind of goes like a little bit orangey over here. This is in the old packaging. It does have new packaging. So pretty though. Highly recommend. Okay, old standby classic. I don't know how many people I see declutter this palette. Like every declutter I watch, somebody, like a lot of people declutter this palette, but I have to say for every person that declutters this palette, somebody keeps it. Because there's just something about this palette, and that's the Too Faced Sweet Peach. I have said it before, I think Too Faced should like release their whole peach line, re-release it, but like up it a little bit. What am I trying to say? Like make it a little bit like a re-release. Like the Peach 2.0 or something like that, because I think that was one of their best collections that Too Faced ever did. And this is the Sweet Peach palette, and according to all the YouTube videos I have ever seen about this palette, it used to be impossible to get when it first came out. I wasn't into makeup back then. I easily picked it up, but a lot of people waited for this one. I love, oh my god, it still smells like peaches. This is one of my favorite Too Faced palettes, and I still pull it out every summer. It's like corally neutral browns, and this shade, Luscious, I mean, is just stunning. It is absolutely so shimmery. It is just stunning. It is by far my favorite color in this palette, but I think this whole palette is really, really beautiful. And if you're into neutrals, this is such a perfect summer palette. And if my memory serves me right, I think it was on sale like very, very recently, or it might still be on sale. I'm not sure. They're probably gearing up. I know they're going to be releasing the new chocolate palette sooner than later. I believe it's coming at the end of July. I think it's coming at the end of July. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is so, so gorgeous. And I love to pull it out around this time of year. Classic, an oldie, but a goodie. Here's another one. I have spoken about this palette a few times on this channel. This is the Aurora. This is what I am wearing on my eyes today. This is by Alter Ego. Alter Ego is a brand that they dupe palettes. That's what they do. And for the most part, they dupe Natasha Denona, although I believe their last couple of releases have been Pat McGrath, which I haven't got because, to be honest with you, I'm not a big Pat McGrath fan. Sorry, I'm just not. The last one I picked up, Bridgerton, I did like it, but that was the first one, not the second one. I heard the second one wasn't very good. But if I don't want the original, I'm probably not going to want to dupe. Every other one that I have ever bought from Alter Ego, the dupes, I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills dupe for Sultry. I have this one. I had the dupe for the Gold palette at one point. I think are amazing. They have a beautiful formula. I believe I decluttered all my Alter Egos except this one and my Sultry dupe. I can't remember what it's called. But I think, is it called Sweet Temptation? I think it's called Temptress. I think it's called Temptress. But this just reminds me of a sunset, and even though these are not colors I normally gravitate to, I pull this out every summer. It's so, so pretty. And when it blends so beautiful. It has such a gorgeous formula. And it does look like a sunset. Like, it looks like a sunset. Like, today, I'm wearing Sunburst, and then I just put, I put Nova, like, in the corner. And this shade, Dawn, is so, so, oh my god, it's so stunning. It is so stunning. Let me put it over here. I could not bring myself to declutter this one, and I'm so glad I didn't. The camera's not doing it justice. It really is a unique shade. It's a really unique shade, and then I just put some Brilliance in the inner corner. That's a lovely shimmer too. I think this palette is so, so pretty. I don't think this is based on the Natasha Denona Sunrise or Sunset. I think it's Sunset. It's either Sunrise or Sunset. I think it's Sunset. I don't have the original, and I from what I've heard, it's not one of her more popular palettes, but this one I thought was so pretty. I love this palette for the summer. Finally, guys, my absolute favorite palette in my collection is also my favorite palette for the summer. One of my favorite palettes in my collection. This is the Ambiance by Sigma. This palette screams summer. It is just the perfect, and it comes with a beautiful brush. This is like the perfect summer palette. I was gonna say Ambiance palette. It is so, so stunning, like bronzy neutral tone palette. I remember when Samantha March last year, I believe she had like just went to Vegas and she had gotten this palette and she was like wearing it like every single day. So many people love this palette, and this was the palette that turned a lot of people onto Sigma. Now, I've always liked Sigma. Sigma's one of my favorite brands, if not my favorite brand for eyeshadow palettes. But a lot of people used to always find their palettes boring. They'd be like, Sigma, I don't know, whatever. But this palette changed a lot of people's minds when they dropped this, because it's a neutral palette, but it is so freaking stunning. It is so beautiful, and for the summer it's just absolutely gorgeous. Sigma tends to have sales. They tend to have sales. I know they're available in Target now, but I don't think the palettes are any cheaper just because they're in Target. But they do tend to have sales quite a bit on their website, so check it out. Normally I think they're like $49.95, but to be honest with you, I think they are worth every single penny. I love these palettes. They are so pretty, and this one is my favorite. Stunning. The last thing I'm gonna say, this is just a little bit unexpected. Did anybody else get sucked into the Tarte sale? Like a couple of days, no, not a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, they had the Tarte sale. And the thing is when you follow a lot of beauty YouTubers, a lot of them post every single sale because they have the links. They want you to, you know, use their links, which, you know, that's how it is. That's just how it is. Which is no problem. But the thing is that when you follow a bunch of beauty YouTubers, they all have the same one. So like, I saw the Tarte sale like in the morning, somebody posted it and I was like, I don't need it. And then like somebody else posted it and somebody else posted it. And by the end of the day, I was like, oh my God, let me just go see what Tarte has on sale. Now, probably the last thing I need, I can't even think of anything I need less than Tarte sale makeup. And yet, I purchased some Tarte sale makeup, so I have no sales resistance. The best thing for me to do, I think, is to just stay off YouTube when I'm not trying to buy makeup, because I always end up buying something, but I ended up getting 2 palettes, and I have to say, I was very pleasantly surprised, and since they're both neutral palettes, and this is a neutral palette video, I thought I would just show them to you real quick, and they were like seriously on sale. I can't remember how much I paid for them. I think this one might have been like, this is the Dream On palette. I think it might have been like in the teens. Like it wasn't expensive at all. It has a blush in the middle. Tarte blushes usually don't work for me, I don't know, but I think the palette is really, really beautiful. And it is a nice summer palette. It really is. This shade Marvel is really, really pretty. And then it has like very, very warm tones over here. It's a beautiful summer palette. If you have it, if you're interested, if they have another sale, I do think it's really, really gorgeous. I usually really enjoy Tarte's formula. For the most part, I really do like it. The other one I picked up, this was the Tarte Salt Life. The Salt Life eyeshadow palette. And I was kind of on the fence about this one, but I remember really wanting it. This is what it looks like inside. I'm sorry, there's a glare. My light. But it's like cool tones. It's like cool tone. It's like cool toned neutrals, which I really, really like, but they're like cool toned summer neutrals. So I thought the palette was kind of unique because, like I said, most neutrals in the summer are on the warmer side. This is on the cooler side, but I had heard a lot of bad things about this palette. I heard a lot of people that didn't like this palette. Honestly, for me, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Like, I like the colors. I like the layout. I like the, you know, I like the packaging, and I like a theme. So the fact that it's called like Salt Life, Tarte Salt Life, and it's summer, I kind of wanted it. I know that's stupid, but like that's just how I am with makeup. So, and I like the cool tones. The reason people didn't like it, and it is true, it's not very pigmented. This palette is not very pigmented. It's kind of very wash of color, and it has a little bit more fallout than the normal Tarte formula has. It's a little different than Tarte's normal formula. But if you like kind of wash of color, like, I'm like full of eyeshadow, but they're really, really pretty. I have so many, sorry guys. Yeah, like they're not, I have so many freaking swatches on my arm, but it's this one right here. It kind of gives you shimmer. It kind of gives you shimmer and like a color, no color. This one's real. Maggie May. Did you hear her come to life? Okay, so my neighbor just left. That's it. That's all that happened. I'm telling you, she is a watchdog. This breed, she's a Shikon. Can you see her? She's sitting in the window. I don't know if you can see her head, but she just like went. She was on the floor. She was sleeping. She didn't make a sound the whole video. She went flying in the window because my neighbor is going, I was going to say they're going to work. I don't know where they're going. They're going out. And now she is watching them. Now, if all I did, I just went and said, oh, Maggie, it's okay, you know, and she'll stop. She'll stop when she knows that, like, you know, we're okay with the person. But until then, this girl will bark her head off. I am telling you. If there is anything in the house that is abnormal, she knows it. And the other day, I just have to tell the story. It has nothing to do with eyeshadow. She was looking at the stairs and barking like crazy, and there was nobody there. There was like nobody. Nobody was coming, like nobody was there. But she was barking like crazy, and she was looking in one direction. I don't know. It was really freaky. Anyway, guys, can you see her? She's so funny. She'll sit there now for a while to make sure that everything is okay. Anyway, guys, the Salt Life palette by Tarte. I really, really love these cool tone neutrals, and I like a wash of color. And if you like a wash of color and you like cool tone neutrals, I think you'll like it too. If you like very pigmented shadows, then it's probably not for you. That sums it up for summer eyeshadow palettes, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for part 3 of my summer makeup series. Tomorrow I will be back, and tomorrow I'm just going to be talking about my favorite things of summer, so I certainly hope you will join me then. And until then, guys, leave me your comments. Do you like what kind of palettes do you use for the summer? Do you change up your makeup? Have you used these palettes? What are your opinions? I love to talk makeup. I would love if you guys would share with me. And if you like the video or the series, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, please, as always, take good care of yourselves so you can take care of someone else. Bye-bye.